on the Blue Raider Network. Welcome to Rick and Sell Live, presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Our coverage is also brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Lady Raiders, Dick Palmer.
Thank you and welcome in. It's a Monday night in Murfreesboro, and it's time for Rick Hensel Live, coming to you from the Boulevard Bar and Grill, our favorite sports bar and grill, and it's right across from the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. Well, the Raiders had
another packed house.
Nice crowd on hand tonight, Coach, and I think just about every table is full, taking advantage of the great food they have here at the Boulevard.
Oh, it's a great place to bring a family, I'm telling you, and, you know, even better place to come to coaches shows.
That's right. And we got, after tonight, we'll have one more session here next Monday night before we head out to the tournament. We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail. Right now, time to take a look at our headlines, brought to you by the Murfreesboro Post, Rutherford County's local newspaper. Subscriptions to the Murfreesboro Post are just $20 a year. That's 52 issues. You can go online at murfreesboropost.com and check that out. You'll get it delivered to your door every Tuesday, I believe, is when they deliver. And our headlines for Lady Raider basketball tonight. First, the Raiders are back in the top 25. How about that? The Raiders have picked up 4 straight wins since the Texas trip and have now won 22 games with 4 losses. They have won 20 of their last 21, or 20 of their last 22, and are tied for number 25 in the nation. Raiders are the only representative from Conference USA and the only representative from the state of Tennessee in the top 25. With the win on Saturday at FIU and losses from UTEP and Western Kentucky, the Raiders have clinched the number 1 seed in the conference tournament. And that comes with 3 games left in the regular season. Courtney Whitson, she had been out, missed 2 games with an ankle injury. She returned in a flourish in the 2 games in Florida. She scored a total of 40 points, 21 in one, 19 in the other. Picked off 11 rebounds, had 2 block shots, 2 assists in the 2 games in Florida. So Courtney is back with a purpose. She shot 14 out of 21 from the field, 8 of 12 from three-point range. Not too bad after being out for 2 weeks, Coach.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
So those are your headlines from the Murfreesboro Post, and we'll get into that Florida trip with Coach a little bit later. First, I want to remind you, fill out your question cards. We're going to have a little bit more time tonight to go into questions, so if you have anything you want to ask the coach, fill out your question card and bring it up here, and we'll do that in our final session tonight. We have 2 seniors on our team who will be playing their final home games on Saturday week. And they will be our guest on the last 2 shows. Ksenia Maleshka will be here tonight. Ksenia has an evening class tonight, so we're going to adjust our format, and she will be on in the next segment with Robert Sampson, and then Coach and I will be back to finish it out. So Ksenia will be here early in the show, and then, of course, next Monday night, Alexis Whittington will be here. And those are our 2 young ladies who will be leaving us after this year.
Kind of give you a rundown, give everybody in here a rundown, and plus some of the people listening to the radio and to Facebook. Next week is a big week. We'll start out, of course, well, this week's a big week, too. We play La Tech there, and that's a big game. But next Monday, we have the coaches show, and then you got North Texas on Thursday, and then you got senior night on Saturday. You got UTEP coming in, which is one of our losses. Be a big game. And then you got the next level clubs having a luncheon, so you need to register for that with Carrie. And then after that, after the game, you got senior night. And then after senior night, they're going to present the conference trophy at mid-court. So you'll be able to get with the girls, get pictures, whatever you want to get. So it's a big week.
So kind of make your plans. That's weekend after next coming up at the Murphy Center. Well, the Lady Raiders will be heading to the tournament. We'll talk about the tournament trip a little bit later with Coach and go into those 2 Florida games. But first we're going to give it up and have Ksenia come up. I hope Ksenia's here by now.
She is. She's here.
Okay. And Robert Sampson, they'll have it for the next segment. And we'll be back shortly with more Rick Ensel Live. You're listening to Rick Ensel Live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
For close to a century, doctors and care teams at Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford have been dedicated to delivering compassionate, personalized care to Rutherford County and surrounding communities. We are leading the way with new services and healthcare options, and we continue to make significant investments in Rutherford County. In 2023, we're opening Tennessee's first neighborhood hospital at West Lawn, and expansions at our Rutherford Hospital campus are underway. Find all the care you need at ascension.org/St. Thomas Rutherford.
With the Kroger app, shopping online with pickup and delivery is the same as shopping in store. Same low prices, same personalized deals, same rewards on the same high-quality items like Honeycrisp apples and pasta sauce, with no hidden fees or markups. It's one small click for groceries, one big win for busy families everywhere. Start your cart today at Kroger.com. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Put Lee Company on your team to keep you and your family warm this season. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good no matter how cold it gets. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good to go no matter how cold it gets. And while you're at it, ask them how to get endless hot water by installing an energy-efficient tankless water heater. Schedule your appointment today at leecompany.com or give them a call at 615-867-1000. Lee Company, all you need.
Hi, this is Coach Nick McDevitt. Ascend Federal Credit Union is the proud sponsor and exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Visit Ascend's branch just off campus at 2316 East Main Street or any of their 3 other Murfreesboro locations. You can also keep track of your accounts and deposit checks on the go with Ascend's mobile app. For a complete list of services, ATMs, and locations, visit ascend.org. Ascend is federally insured by the NCUA.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing, update your information, and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. For 82 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 1-888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We are back at the Boulevard here on the edge of campus, Middle Tennessee State University, for another segment of Rick Ensel Live. A little bit earlier than usual, we bring in one of our players here. It was hinted at in the last segment by Dick, but Ksenia is here, and she is here early in the show because she's got to get over to class. And I think you've got a presentation tonight. Is that something on the docket for class tonight?
Yes, I have a presentation for my IT project management.
Okay, there's a large audience here. Would you like to do a run-through of your presentation now for them, or you just want to wait till you get over to class?
I'll wait until I get over to class.
Ksenia Malashka, 6-foot redshirt senior from Minsk, Belarus, is joining us tonight. And Ksenia, you said you had an IT class. Tell us a little about your major.
I just graduated with major of business administration management, and now I'm pursuing my education in IT project management for my grad school.
In December, there was a small ceremony because the team was on the road. I think we were at Memphis that weekend, if memory serves me right. But probably about 50 people came out, and there was a special ceremony for Ksenia to get her diploma. And the president came over. What did that moment mean to you personally?
Personally, I feel like that moment, it meant a lot to me because missing graduation, it was like I missed that experience, but I feel like having my own graduation is kind of like make me feel that people care about me, and they made the whole event for me, so that was special for me, and I felt very special to have that. And I'm very grateful for people who came to support me and that make it real for me. So I was very happy about it and grateful.
When did you first pick up a basketball and start playing?
I've been playing basketball all my life. My mom, she used to play for USSR national team, but she chose to have family. So I feel like I always been around basketball since I was born. So it's just something that I've been around all my life.
So definitely a big influence from her in your career. When you look around at the landscape of basketball, whether it be NBA, WNBA, other college players, who do you emulate your game after the most?
I mean, my biggest influencer is my mom. We still have like cassette videotapes that you put in the, I don't know what it's called, but and I still have those videotapes. And I grew up watching Yelena Levchenko from my country. She used to play here in the States, and she played for WNBA too. So I used to watch her a lot playing. She's a post, and she's an amazing basketball player. But also here in the States, I watch Candace Parker a lot. I feel like we have similar games, so it's just something that I watch and I enjoy watching her.
Our audience here is hearing a lot of different team names that they may be unfamiliar with. The international game so different for young people, and that there is so much international opportunity. And you've been playing a lot in some of those U18 leagues over in overseas. What has that experience been like for you? And maybe who are some of the best players that have come over and played in the U.S. that a couple people may have heard of that you've played against in those leagues?
I feel like overseas, the biggest thing is transition. So you play mini basketball like a kid, and then at the age of like 14, it's club team. So you just have you don't have that smooth transition. You just have to get adapted to play pro basketball right away when you're like 14, 16 years old. So I feel like that's the biggest difference between here and like Europe, because you play mini basketball and then you play pro. Like you don't have that smooth transition as college here. So I feel like that's the biggest difference.
Ksenia was named the Conference USA Sixth Player of the Year last year, 21-22 season. She's continued to excel in that role off the bench. And when we look at your season, 15 points per game, 5.5 rebounds per game this year, 15 points against Louisville. Really your best offensive stretch of the season was 5 straight games with 18-plus. Earlier in December, and that included a big game at Rice where you had 22 points to help end their unbeaten streak to start the year. When you look back at this season specifically, what moments really stick out as some of your favorites?
This year, I feel like I'm more like I feel like I'm more of a winner. Like I like to win. So I think it's like that's the most important thing for me. Every time I talk to like my friends and they ask me like how many points I have, I never know because like I just don't really pay attention to that stuff.
We said this, I think, a week or two ago when Savannah had 37 points. It felt like a really quiet 37, and I felt like your game at Charlotte earlier this year was very similar to that, where we look down, all of a sudden you've got 26 points. You know, you're moving around in the post. You like to step out in that Euro game. What's that transition been like where you are getting in the post and having to be physical as opposed to a lot of that step back and fade away kind of stuff that happens overseas?
Yeah, step back is my favorite thing to do, so I feel like I just need to work on that to just make my percentages to go higher. So that's something that I will want to work on next couple of weeks. So.
When we look back at last season, that NIT run and really instilling a winning culture, reinstilling that winning culture back, what moments of that run stuck out to you? What was the most fun as you went through that WNIT run last year?
Last year in WNIT, I like tournaments. I like that every game is like either you win or you done playing. So I feel like when you have that, like I don't really like have pressure. Like I've been taught all my life that you have to play like with cold head and warm heart. So I feel like I've been playing like that all my life. So playing tournaments like that, it's really shown me like I enjoy those tournaments, and I feel like it's just great experience to play your best because every team is trying to play their best. So it just depends like who wants it more. So I really like WNIT tournament. It was a conference tournament. It's just I feel like I wait all year just to play those tournaments.
You have 2 home games remaining here at the Murphy Center. Next Saturday night will be your final time stepping out on that court in the regular season. And obviously there's always postseason opportunities out there, but a special moment next Saturday when you go through senior day. Tell us, I think the individuals are here, who's going to be stepping out there with you as a family and friend that day?
I invited Coach Matt, but I think he can't because I can't invite coaches, I think. So I'll walk with his family, and I invited Alexis' mom. So she was very excited about it too, and Miss McPhee.
Okay. I know this fan base has come to love you. There are clearly some people excited to go up there with you next week. Part of your senior day festivities, that'll be a week from this Saturday at La Tech, before next week's double feature against North Texas and UTEP. When we come back in just a few minutes, Dick Palmer will return to finish out the rest of tonight's show with Coach Insel and take your questions here. From Learfield, this is the Rick Insel Live.
Every week, our Blue Raiders go the extra mile to make sure they're at their very peak. At Sunbelt Bakery, they do the same thing to make sure their granola bars are at their peak. Every week, Sunbelt Bakery brings new batches of granola bars from their bakery to your neighborhood. That's why Sunbelt Bakery's granola bars taste like they just baked them. Because they did. Try a Sunbelt Bakery granola bar today and taste the difference. Sunbelt Bakery. Bakery fresh taste. No preservatives.
Hey, basketball fans, this is Coach Insel, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about litter problems on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million each year just to pick up the litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, our waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter. Remind others not to. And report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com.
MT Dining is eating made easy. With more than 19 dining locations, you'll never run out of variety on campus. Whether it's Chick-fil-A, Steak and Shake, or Starbucks, we've got the brands you love right here. Need a quick snack or Scantron? Stop by one of the 6 pods on campus. And try out MT Dining's new Farm to Fork experience. Farmers Market now open. Located in the Student Union. Visit mtdining.com for more information. Or visit our office in the Keithley University Center, room 202.
Blue Raider fans. With more local brews than ever before, you are sure to find a local favorite this season in the Blue Raider Beer Garden. Enjoy the thrill of the game at the Blue Raider Beer Garden and try our selection of brews from Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, or Life is Brewing. All available for your tasting pleasure in the Blue Raider Beer Garden above Section D in the Murphy Center. Thank you, Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, and Life is Brewing for your support of MTSU Athletics.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders.
Hey Blue Raiders fans, the Mint Gaming Hall Kentucky Downs is a proud partner of your Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. For good times and big wins, the Raiders and the Mint Gaming Hall deliver both. Located close by in Franklin, Kentucky, the Mint Gaming Hall is your spot for great food, cold drinks, and big jackpots. Ready for dinner? The all-new Iron Steakhouse awaits you. Come hungry and be prepared to be impressed. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Get your big hit today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back in to Rick Ensel Live, coming to you from the Boulevard Bar and Grill right across from our campus at Middle Tennessee State University. First, I want to tell you about our good friends at the Lee Company, because they have been with us for a long, long time. Get the best home services in town for all of your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs. Lee Company is the team to call, 615-867-1000 or leecompany.com. Well, Coach, we got off on the Florida trip just fine on Wednesday, I guess it was, for our Thursday game at Florida Atlantic. And I appreciate you letting Carson and me and Robert sleep in a little bit longer. We didn't have to be over there to crack of dawn.
Well, we didn't purposely do that, Dick. But you know, I like getting up and getting down there and getting our players in their rooms and feed them and give them some rest, and then not have to rush to practice. And I knew this was a very important week, very important. And I knew that we were facing two very well coached, very athletic teams. And so, you know, again, our coaching staff did a fantastic job getting us prepared to play FAU and FIU.
You told me after the practice on Wednesday night that you thought it was an excellent practice, and that kind of proved to be true. It paid off during the game.
Well, it did to the fourth quarter, and then here comes the blitz. But you know, I thought our players just played extremely well. They bought into the coaching, into the scouting report, and, you know, just did a great job. And then the fourth quarter, they outscored us 30-14. Luckily, in the third quarter, we outscored them 30-15. But they've got a good team. They didn't quit, and you've got to respect them for that.
So it was 71-47 going into the fourth quarter, and I'm sitting over kind of, well, you know, we're going to coast in on this one. That was not the case, was it?
No, you couldn't. I didn't know, but they shot 70% from three-point. I think they went 9 of 13. Is that correct? I believe
9 of 13, and they shot 4 out of 5 in that last quarter.
Oh, and was way back.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm thinking, sure, that's not going to go in. That was even back in Jalen Gregory's range, and they went in. And then after they got excited and got to moving, and we threw the ball away a time or two, and you know, it just happened. It just everything was going downhill.
We generally have fewer turnovers than our opponents. The turnovers in this game were dead even at 13 apiece, and the points off turnovers were just in our favor by 2 points. So that we generally do a little bit better in the turnover department.
Well, if you got 13 turnovers in a game, you're probably going to win it. And because I take that any time. I know we went through a stretch there the last 5 or 6 years where we were happy with 18 turnovers, but we've had several games this year where we've had less than 10 turnovers a game, several games. we take care of the basketball, and you know, if you're going to win games and win championships, you're going to have to take care of the basketball. You're going to have to shoot free throws, and you got to rebound. And we've been taking care of all three of those departments.
I think the closest they got toward the end of the game was 8 points, and then we hit some key free throws in the last minute or so.
I think Gregory hit a big three. She hit a layup, and they fouled her and hit her free throw. And then I think Courtney Whitson hit a big three for us right through that stretch, and then it was kind of over with then.
Well, it was a win, and we scored 85 points. Had to score that many, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
85-77 was the final score, and they had played us pretty tough up here a couple of weeks before that.
I think if you look at their lineup, they got out of their 7 players they play, I think 4 or 5 of them, I know 4, maybe 5 are seniors. So they're pretty much they've got some experience. They played together. They shoot the ball extremely well, and I think she does a good job coaching them. So.
Yeah, they played 11 players, and the least playing time one of them had was a little over 2 minutes, but they were running them in and out of there, and we were, our bench has been a little bit short anyway, so you just had to go with your regular rotation.
Well, our bench is really not short. We got some great players there. It's just the way I coach. You get down the stretch, you gotta play. You're playing to win every game, and so I got some players right now. I'm not willing to experiment with some lineups. Matt gets on me about that. Kim gets on me about that. Nina gets on me about that. Tom Hodges gets on me about it, and there's several people on the internet that get on me about it. But I'm not. That's just the way I coach. When I get to the end, this is what I'm going to put the players out there I trust the most. When I lay down at night, I'm going to know that the players I had in there, if we lose a game, then it's on me. But now I'm telling you, I think Tamia Scott is as good as anybody in the country. She's getting better every game. I think you saw that Saturday when we put her in. I think Gregory got in foul trouble, and we put her in, and we didn't miss a bit. We didn't miss a beat. She went out there and rebounded, drove the ball to the basket, things that we work on every day.
Well, from the get-go, it was kind of Courtney Whitson's night because she had missed 2 games. She was anxious to get back out there, and she started off well in the first quarter and never let up.
Well, I didn't get her hurt. She got herself hurt in the volleyball class.
Right.
But it was a blessing. She needed the rest. We've been playing her 40 minutes a night, and we've been doing that for the last 2 or 3 years. And it's got to the point, and we've got enough people sitting over there we can give her a break. Jada Grantham is coming in doing a good job now. You got Ksenia sitting over there, Courtney Blakely, Tamia Scott. They're all good players. So we're going to have to give her hopefully a little win Saturday and get her ready to finish this season.
Yeah. So you're not afraid to rest her for a few minutes and.
Well, I am. I'll be honest with you. I like her on the floor, but I've got to trust some of my other kids.
Gotcha. Okay, that's our Florida Atlantic report. We'll be back after this break. We'll be talking about the FIU game next as Rick Ensel Live continues on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Hi, we're RJ Young. We offer technology solutions that power your business, school, hospital, church, law firm, and more. RJ Young will empower your office to be the modern office. That means an office that integrates technology as a business advantage, all to help you work smarter. From managed IT services, office equipment, and technology, business process outsourcing, and digital communications, we're proud to be your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Come visit us at rjyoung.com.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
dazzling diamonds, royal rubies, elegant emeralds, and stunning sapphires. Now's the time to discover an exquisite variety of radiant, prize-winning jewels that are set to take your breath away. This gorgeous, one-of-a-kind display won't be found at the finest jewelry stores, but rather at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer with Jumbo Bucks Jewels Instant Games. Collect glistening top prizes of up to $300,000 and make every win sparkle. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Winning requires the right game plan. Like the impressive towing and payload you'll only find in the 2023 Ford F-150 truck. No wonder Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. The 2023 Ford F-150. Greatness starts here. Visit your local Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com. Based on 1977 to 2022 calendar year total sales.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back into Rick Ensel Live, coming to you from the Boulevard Bar and Grill right across from our campus, as the Raiders will be on the road again, but only one game this week. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Right now I want to talk to you about Tri-Green Equipment, because they know the value of teamwork. They have the tractor packages with the implements you need, so get started at TriGreenEquipment.com. Pick up a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable low monthly payment price. The Tri-Green Equipment, a tried and true partner of Middle Tennessee athletics. Well, Coach, after the FAU game, jumped on the bus, headed to Miami, and settled in there.
Well, you're looking at about a 50-minute drive, right under an hour, and if you go in the next day, you got to fight all that traffic. That 50-minute drive becomes a 2.5-hour drive, maybe a 3, because of traffic. So we can go on and get them in Miami, get them settled in the hotel. They're all keyed up anyway. The game was over with at, I think we ended up getting at the hotel about 9:10, didn't we?
Yeah, around 10.
9:10. Got them to their rooms, and then the next morning they slept and were able to get up about 9:30 to breakfast, which is 8:30 here. And so, and then that's when we started today. And we had film work at 12, and then we went over and practiced at FIU at 3. And then we fed the kids about 5:15 or 5:30.
Didn't think we were going to get to practice at their gym at first, but everything worked out okay.
I don't think it was planned that way. I hate to think that another team would intentionally do that, because we try to work with every team on their time schedule, flight schedule that comes in. Diane is real good with that. Chris is real good with that. And so, we're only concerned about our team, where some teams, they give you those practice times, which like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, we're not going to practice that time. And then a 6 o'clock shoot around in the morning, we're not going to practice that time either. So, we don't do that, and we never have, and we're not going to start that. But, we take care of our business. We go in and take our 2 hours, and then we take our players and we feed them well, and then we take them back. Some of them have ice baths, and then basically we let them do what they do. They can watch TV or whatever in their room, and then Kim and Nina do all the checks.
And we had an early game scheduled for Saturday, 12 noon their time, 11 o'clock our time. But
we left at 9:45 our Eastern time to go to the gym. 9:45 is what time we left the hotel to go to the gym. We played a 12 o'clock game. And I think that's the earliest we played in a long time. Now, we'll play that early in the tournament. But, it didn't affect us any. Kids went in there. They shot the ball well. They were fresh. And I got to give credit to our trainer, Tess, and then Chandler. they do a good job away from the coaching staff on preparing our kids and making sure they're healthy and making sure they're really stretched. All the things that go into a basketball program. I've got two good ones there. They're very seldom ever mentioned, but they're as important to our basketball team. I think if you'll ask our coaches, they'll tell you they're as important as anybody in our basketball program.
Well, speaking of early, we did have an early walkthrough in one of the hotel ballrooms. The managers laid out a keyhole with tape, and you got to walk through some things early.
Well, Eddie Sanders, which is over all of our I don't know what you call it, logistics. He was able to get us a room. We taped it down with the managers, and then we went in with them and walked through, just like we would at the floor. And then after we got through walking through, we walked right across the hallway to the restaurant and ate breakfast. So you want to make sure you have that last second walkthrough that everybody is on the same page. They know what we want to do defensively. They know how we want to start offensively. There's so many different things that our scout goes over that it'd be tough to go over all of them tonight on the radio.
Yeah. Well, then we go to the game, and we talked in the last segment about not wanting to rest Courtney Whitson all that much. You were forced to do that in the first quarter of the game.
Well, she got 3 quick fouls, and that's unlike her. She very, very seldom does that. She's been with us now. This is 4 years. She's probably done that twice in 4 years, and one of them was the other day. And we were able to use Jada. And Jada stepped up, and then Courtney Blakely stepped up and just did a great job for us. I mean, just did an overpowering job. And we had the lead at halftime. I think it was about maybe 2 minutes and 10 or 15 seconds to go. We were up 5. And in the next 2 minutes, I think we ended up being up 15.
That's right, the last couple of minutes of the first half. And then coming back to start the second half, Courtney, of course, was back out there starting with her 3 fouls and her no points in the game. She finished the game with 3 fouls and 19 points, all coming in the second half.
Well, I think more than anything, she scored because she got open. She was doing what she does best. But if we win the game and she hadn't got any points, she's happy as anybody on the court. I'll just tell you that right now. That's what you call a team player. But Cab, Lex, they were able to do some power skips. She was there. She caught the ball in shooting position and buried the shot. That's what she gets paid to do. She's on scholarship to knock down shots. And she knocked them down. She ended up, I think, having 18 or 19 points, and we needed them.
Yep.
And she needed them because, I think she was just a little tired. And that break with her foot gave her some rest. And when she came back, she looked more settled in her shot.
He had 4 double-figure scores in that game. Gregory had 20, and Courtney, we said, had 19. Courtney Blakely had 16, which is her high for the season, and Savannah had 14.
Well, I think the difference in the ball game is Courtney Blakely. We put her in, and we moved Savannah to the shooting guard, and I'm telling you, she just did a tremendous job. I think it's the best job she's done since she's been here. She ran our basketball team. She had all kinds. She had assists. She made shots. She rebounded the ball. She played great defense. I don't know what else she could have done any better. Every facet of the game, if there was a grade from 1 to 10, she'd have to grade out 9 to 10 on every facet of the game.
Okay, the Raiders win by a score.
Matter of fact, I think we got a plus-minus here. She was plus 27 on the stat sheet. That's big.
85-46 was the final score. And a couple of coincidences on this trip. Well, first is obvious. In each game, we scored 85 points. The second coincidence I noticed was in each game, we fell behind 2-0. It's first of the game, okay? The very next trip down the floor, Jalen Gregory hits a 3 in each game, and we go up 3-2, and we never trail after that.
Well, Dick, you must be part elephant because I can't remember all that. All I remember, it's like Saturday night when I got in, Deb's looking at the stat sheet, and she's saying, did you look at this stat? Did you look at that stat? And my response to her was, I looked at the stat that counted. She said, what's that? It says Middle Tennessee 85 and FIU 46.
So your team shoots 54% in that game.
And I won't repeat what she said back to me.
9 of 21 from three-point range and 14 of 15 from the free throw line. And, Coach, I don't think I've seen a game where your offense clicked like it did, particularly in that second half.
Well, we just shared the ball, Dick. We got a system, and everybody we got plugs into that system. And, that we plugged them all in, and they executed our offense. They bought into the scouting report. We ran one offense. We ran one offense the whole second half. That's it.
Yeah.
And we executed it so well that we got about 10 different options off of it. But it was the same offense. So that's what you hope that your players do. Again, I'm going to go back, and I know you get tired of hearing this, but you got to give our coaching staff credit for these two games. They had the team ready for FAU. They had our team ready in one day for FIU.
And the result is obvious, right? All right. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, more with Coach Ensel. Rick Ensel Live continues on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Hey, basketball fans, this is Coach Ensel, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about litter problems on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million each year just to pick up the litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, our waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter. Remind others not to. And report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com.
Hey, Blue Raider fans, Chip Walters here. Lightning's Locker Room, powered by Textbook Brokers, is the place to get your Blue Raider gear. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4. Lightning's Locker Room is just across the street from Floyd Stadium at 1321 Greenland Drive. It has all the MT polos, hoodies, T-shirts, hats, and all the other game day gear you'll ever need. See the selection online at mtsugear.com or at Gate 2A on game days. Lightning's Locker Room, the official game day provider, powered by Textbook Brokers.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Hey, you know it's a leap year, right?
No, the next leap year isn't until 2024.
Nope, it's this year. I can prove it. Here, play this new instant game from the Tennessee Lottery.
Okay. Woohoo! I won!
See what you did there?
I jumped up and down?
No, that was a leap.
Don't miss your chance to jump for joy this February with our newest instant games. You could win up to $5 million. The Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back in to Rick Ensel Live, coming to you from the Boulevard Bar and Grill here in Murfreesboro. And we'd like to thank another one of our fine sponsors. That is Bud Light, proud sponsor of MTSU Athletics. Going to make this segment a little bit short because we've got a lot of questions to get to in the final segment. But, Coach, you've given me a standings of the league and everybody's schedule for the rest of the league, looks like our team and UAB are the only teams with 3 games left to play.
Yep.
Everybody else has 4.
Well, you've got you're going to see a lot of changes from possibly 3rd all the way through 8 or 9. You got 1, 2, 3 teams with 9 losses. You got 1, 2 teams with 7 losses, and then you got UTEP with 6 losses. And you go down here to the bottom, and Tom Hodges put this together, and they're all playing each other.
Yeah.
So it's no telling how I think Western is probably going to be in 2nd. They've got a pretty tough schedule. They got to go to La Tech. They got to go to UAB. Then they got UTEP and North Texas at home. So, if they're going to pretty much stay where they're at 2nd. UTEP has got a tough schedule. They got FAU at home, but then they got to go on the road and play us and Western. So, you look at what they're setting at right now, 10-6. So even if they take care of business at home, they could be 10-8 and be right in the middle of that. You got 5 different teams that's going to get seeds. And so they could be bordering on that last seed. La Tech's the same way. I think La Tech, if you look at the overall standings of our conference, there's 21 categories. They probably are as in many. We're either leading. We're in the top 3 of 13 categories. I'd say La Tech and UTEP are the next 2 that are in the top 3 and maybe 7 or 8, 9 categories. And then Western falls in there. And then the rest of them are all just kind of, from midway all the way to the bottom. But they're all good basketball teams, as we've very well seen. UTSA beat us handily.
Yep.
And so, they've won 5 games. They've lost 11 games in the conference. Now, how they've done that, I don't know, because they've got a very, very good basketball team, and they got a very, very good coach. If you look at all the teams in our conference, you got good coaches from the bottom all the way through. You have not got a slouch. You've not got anybody that doesn't coach good and have the attention of their players. And I think that's unusual for a conference. I look at yesterday, and you look at Kentucky Vanderbilt playing, and you look at Kentucky. They won the league last year. Look where they're at now.
Yeah.
They won but 2 games, and they looked like a high school team yesterday. So, we don't have that in our conference. You look at what UAB just did last week. They pulled off another big win.
Yeah, we've got a lot of coaches with a lot of tenure, and I think you've probably got more years in the league than any of them, but several coaches have been there 10 years or better.
They're good coaches, and they do a good job with their programs. Now, the only complaint I have is I don't think they play tough enough competition. I'm not talking about all of them.
Yeah.
Because there's 1 or 2 that does. I think Western, I hate to say this, but I think Western plays pretty good competition.
Yes, they do.
And so I've got to give them their due. And I think Rice played pretty good competition this year. I think Charlotte played pretty good. But now you look at the other teams there, I think they could have upped. When UAB went into our conference season, they were 9-0 or 9-1. And look at them now, what their overall record is.
Yep.
I got it somewhere here, but it's not real good.
So, it's got to help in the long run, doesn't it?
Well, I've always been with the philosophy that you've got to play good basketball teams early to get your teams ready, because you got 3 parts. You got before Christmas, after Christmas, and then you got the tournament. Tournament's where it's at. Basketball's a tournament sport. What you do in the tournament. Now, in our situation, from the very first game on, we're trying to get an at-large bid.
Right.
We talk about it every single day, every single night that we play. We want an at-large bid. Do I think we've got ourselves in position for that this year? I do. We got to finish up strong with these next 3 games. But we are in position that if we were to slip up or something in Dallas, and let's knock on wood, but we would still be in consideration to get in the NCAA tournament.
Okay, we'll take a break on that. Got a lot of your questions here for the coach in our final segment. Coming up next on Rick Edsel Live from Learfield.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the
2
official
minutes.
medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity can be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeling and a proud partner of Middle Tennessee State University Athletics, because the difference is integrity and always in the detail.
Middle Tennessee Electric proudly supports the Blue Raiders, and we're proud to power the scoreboard lights at Murphy Center. When it comes to the electric service in the community, you can always trust MTE to do what's best for our members. We serve by providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member services. Here at MTE, we serve to make life better for our members and their communities. Visit MTE.com to learn more. And about that scoreboard, well, light it up, Blue Raiders.
At Kroger, you can find the highest quality products at a great price in every aisle, every day with Kroger brand. So you can stock up on your household favorites that are tried, tested, and loved by you. Because when you get the products you love at great prices, it feels like winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Simply the best.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back in for the final segment here on Rick Hensel Live on this Monday night from the Boulevard Bar and Grill. Great crowd here. We appreciate your questions. Got a lot of questions tonight, Coach, so let's get right into them.
Well, can you share who in Tennessee will not cast a vote for the Lady Raiders in the AP poll? I really don't know who's got a vote. I know Teresa Walker is on the AP poll. I'm sure she's got a vote.
Yep.
And I would really, I would think that she would be voting for us, to be honest with you. She's pretty close to me, pretty close to the program. So I hadn't checked it, but, you know. How important is the low post play of Anastasia and Ksenia down the stretch? I think that if by getting into the tournament, that post play down the stretch, not only with Anastasia, Ksenia, Jada, and Courtney, is going to be very important how many games we play in the NCAA tournament, because we're going to have to match up with size with those other teams that we play. So very, very important. Did you notice the difference in the opponent's game plan from one game to the next when you play a team twice in the season? You know, yes, you do. We know going in, we got to put our Matt and Tom Hodges and Kim and Nina has got to they got to think outside the box. They got to be the other team. What would you do?
Yeah.
What do you think they can do? What have they done before? And it's not like that we look at our two game films. I would say that preparing for FAU and FIU, I would say that Matt probably looked at 20 games. I'd say Kim and Nina probably looked at 20 or 30 games for FAU. I'd say Tom Hodges probably doubled that on all of them. He probably looked at every game they played at all year to see what each team, what they had in their repertoire. What could they go to? Are they good at the 1-3-1? You think they'll bring it out against us? You know, 1-2-2 point drop, 2-3, or are they going to press, 2-2-1, diamond press, whatever. So we kind of got an idea of what they got in their repertoire that we could go to and say, hey, if they press us, this is what we got to go to with girls.
And you practice against all of those from time to time.
Every one of them. Well, leading up to the game, every day.
Yeah.
When two or more players are going for a loose ball, what determines who fouls? And if there is a foul, same for rebounding. You know, Lisa Beatty sent that in, and I can't answer that, because one night it's one way, and the next night it's the other way, and the next night it's another way. So I can't answer that.
It's kind of like blocking or charging, isn't it?
Well, I guess a lot of it depends on if the referee likes you or he doesn't like you. Some of it. But I hate to say that with Eric sitting back there because, excuse me, I've got all those. I think Eric is one of the top 5 officials in the NCAA and also in the WNBA. And we can't get him because he's married to Kim. I don't know why. I don't see anything wrong with that because he'd have to call for us because we'd fire Kim.
I think it'd be a great thing.
Yeah. Explain the difference in timeouts, 30-second full media. We don't really get into all that. Sometimes the medias are a little longer, fulls, They go for over a minute, 30 seconds.
Yeah, when
TV
like is on, they're about really about 2 minutes, a little long. And then
our guys are really prepared because when they come to the bench, Kim's working on one part of the matchups. Matt's working on what we want to go back out with. Tom Hodges is behind the scenes, and Nina looking at what's going on unless Nina's got the scout, what's going on as far as excuse me, who's rebounding or whatever. So everybody's got something to do, and I kind of just piddle around with all of them and then step in and say, this is what we're going to do.
I see one of our managers, Will, I think, works with Kim on getting the who the other team is going to be on the floor with.
Will's had some drastic chew-outs this year. He's got to be responsible for what the other team's putting in and get it back to the coaching staff quick. And sometimes he's been a little lax. And then Eddie's over team fouls, both teams, and also how many timeouts we got. All right, the last Texas trip, you're 0-2. Next Texas trip, 3-0. Am I all right with that? I agree with it, 100%.
All right, you'll settle for that, won't you?
Absolutely.
Okay. We've got a game coming up on Saturday at Louisiana Tech. Not the easiest place in the league to play.
We really had some success down there, Dick. I think we've been beat down there maybe one time, maybe or two. I'm not for sure. All the times we've been going down there. So, they've got a good team. Brooke does a good job with them. They've got good players. It's going to be a heck of a game. They had a good game plan when they came in here. And, of course, they beat us last year in the tournament. So it's became a little bit of a rival, I'm sure. But, we'll be prepared. And there's no doubt our players are going to play hard. So it should be a great afternoon.
They have a great tradition down there. They were a powerhouse in women's basketball before a lot of teams were even playing.
Oh, yeah.
And
Sonia Hogue, Leon Barmore. I know Sonia and Leon, and then Matt got close with Leon. Matt was an operation guy at La Tech for 1 year. So we're pretty familiar with the program. And he was on the staff with Brooke and Brooke's husband.
And then you mentioned earlier, of course, our 2 final games against North Texas Thursday and UTEP on Saturday, and that Saturday game will be a big thing, won't it?
Well, I think North Texas will be just as big. They count the same. We got to look at La Tech, and then we'll get on to North Texas. But again, very well coached, great players.
Okay, that's our time for tonight. We're going to wrap things up. I'd like to thank Carson Herbert over here, Robert Sampson. Connor Haynes has been our studio producer. Drew Strauss over here at Facebook. And, of course, for Coach Ensel, this is Dick Palmer.
Thank y'all.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Monday on Rick Ensel Live from Learfield.
This has been Rick Ensel Live, presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Our coverage is also brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Blue Raider Network.
on the Blue Raider Network. From Learfield, welcome to Nick McDevitt Live. Blue Raider basketball is presented by Bud Light, it's for the fans. Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. And by Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters.
Welcome into the Boulevard on this Monday night as we move our way through the month of February. Glad to have you all here. Down to 3 games remaining in the regular season, and then after that, you're guaranteed 1 more. But we're guaranteed at least 3 more in the regular season. We'll work on that right now. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Since you don't have a game till Saturday, you all the guys and everybody got yesterday off, and I know you were busy studying the upcoming opponent and watching the race. So.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed early in that one. Chase got caught up in a wreck, so the afternoon after that was just kind of waiting and seeing what happened. But I was disappointed. We got no stage points, and the whole day. Finished 38th. It was all around bad.
Yeah, he didn't get off to.
I was bummed for it.
And then, but in that race in particular, I mean, it outside of what he got into early, everybody sat and just rode around for a long time,
yeah.
And then at the end, it got busy again.
It always does.
Yep, always does, and they can't not get into each other late in the game, in the race.
Not there. Super speedway racing, it's going to happen. So happened yesterday.
It was a great weekend for the Blue Raiders, winning over FAU and FIU, and I'll tell you, it was your guys put in a lot of work, prepared for that. But I know you're extremely proud.
I am. You know, they earned that one throughout the course of the week. You can't just try on game night to beat a team that good. You've got to put in a lot of hard work going into it, and all week our prep was where you want it to be. They were just kind of on edge a little bit with the questions they were asking and the information they were soaking in, and really locked in on the scalp. And Monday through Wednesday our practices were good. Thursday morning the shoot-around was good. So you felt like our guys were locked in and ready for that one.
Yep. You got similar results, but it took a different path to get to them. And we'll talk about that. But the couple of things that were kind of high water marks and made those a little more special from a historical or statistical standpoint, it was the first top 25 win in the Murphy Center for the Blue Raiders, and you know, it means a lot. This is the 100th year of basketball and the 50th year in the Murphy Center. So
a good year to do it.
It's a good year to do that. Saturday's game was the largest comeback, down 24. It was the largest comeback of a D1 against D1 opponent in the entire country this season. And as far as we can tell, it appears to be the biggest comeback for a victory in Murphy Center. There was a game against FIU of all people. In 2017, I think we were down 20-1, made a huge comeback but didn't get the win, and that was a 19-point deficit. But this one, 24 down, and it's a 35-point turnaround. You only give up 17 in the first half, in the second half rather. And then Saturday's game was also the 1,300th win in school history for men's basketball. So that's one that I think really sticks out.
Yeah, and it was seems like a lot of those kind of round numbers happening all in the same year.
It really is.
Yeah,
it's
50
something.
years of the Murphy Center, 100 years of basketball, and first ever win, top 25 in that building, and biggest comeback in the history of the building, and the biggest comeback in Division I basketball this year. So a pretty good 2 or 3 days.
Well, I speak for others. We've seen you do that now. You don't have to do that again.
No, I want to do that one time. Just one time. You can't ask yourself to do that very often. But, I do love the fact that our guys don't quit. They don't stop playing.
That's right.
We were down 14 at halftime in that game against FIU. We were down 14 earlier this year down at Rice. Came back and won that game. You can't make a habit of doing that, but they don't quit.
Yeah,
and it was fun, but you want to do that one once.
Right. Exactly. Talk a little bit about leading up to the FAU game, coming off the UAB game in Birmingham, how you handled your team from a physical standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, and how they interacted with each other too, because I think that's a real key. When you have good leadership on your basketball team, they're going to take over some of that for you.
Yeah, I just, again, going back to it was a really good week of prep, but where it was really good is how hard we started guarding each other again in practice. I thought we got away from that a little bit for a couple of weeks. I thought we were just kind of playing the game at Western, just kind of playing the game at UAB. Down at FAU and at FIU 2-3 weeks ago, the scoring was just free flowing for both teams. FAU scored in the 80s down there. FIU beat us 82-74, and I just didn't think we were guarding the way we were earlier in the year. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this past week, we got back to some drills that we hadn't been doing for a while that you shouldn't, and you can't just forget about them, and that's my fault. But we went back to the basics and really started doing some defensive drills, some rebounding drills, and got after it a little bit. And fortunately, our players responded well.
Yeah, and I guess part of that there not only is to get those habits back, but it's okay to send a message by doing those things.
Yeah, and the message was received. You know, you can try to do those things, and they can kind of half-hearted go through the motions, and you're trying to deliver a message, and they're not hearing it. So fortunately for our players, we were trying to deliver a message. We got to get back to guarding and being a physical defensive team, being a physical rebounding team, and I thought that was the difference in the game. FAU can really rebound it, and they can really score it. We were able to out-rebound them and guard hard without fouling. Sometimes you can guard really hard, really well, but at the end of possessions, reach and foul, and you're just parading the other team to the free throw line. They were 1 for 7. FAU was 1 for 7 from the free throw line.
Your free throw defense was outstanding.
Outstanding defense. But yeah, just when they're playing a 4-guard lineup and have so many guys that can get to the basket and get in the paint, all of a sudden you can find yourself in a little bit of foul trouble, and the other team's in the bonus early in each half. And I thought we did a good job of not putting them on the free throw line over and over.
Okay, and that was part of what got you in trouble in Boca Raton and in Miami is those a lot of those plays ended up being fouls down there that were not fouls here. You also had a really strong officiating crew here on Thursday night in a game that was going to be very physical, and they allowed both teams to play to their potential, but also never let things get out of hand.
It's one of those games where when you don't ever notice the officials, it's been a really good night for them. And I never really heard Dusty yelling on the other end. I didn't feel like there were too many plays that I thought needed to be or felt like I should gripe about. Just one of those that, 50-50 call, like, yeah, that one went in their favor, but I can see how he called that one. You just didn't feel like they missed very much. And so that's what you get when you get some veteran guys that are really good at what they do.
Yeah, and we'll go in a little more in depth into the FAU game coming up next. And I want to remind you that our opening segment brought to you by the Murfreesboro Post, Rutherford County's local newspaper. Subscriptions to the Post are just $20 a year for 52 issues. Visit online at murfreesboropost.com today. More with Coach Nick McDevitt after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
For close to a century, doctors and care teams at Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford have been dedicated to delivering compassionate, personalized care to Rutherford County and surrounding communities. We are leading the way with new services and healthcare options, and we continue to make significant investments in Rutherford County. In 2023, we're opening Tennessee's first neighborhood hospital at Westlawn, and expansions at our Rutherford Hospital campus are underway. Find all the care you need at ascension.org/St. Thomas Rutherford.
Dazzling diamonds, royal rubies, elegant emeralds, and stunning sapphires. Now's the time to discover an exquisite variety of radiant, prize-winning jewels that are set to take your breath away. This gorgeous, one-of-a-kind display won't be found at the finest jewelry stores, but rather at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer with Jumbo Bucks Jewels Instant Games. Collect glistening top prizes of up to $300,000 and make every win sparkle. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
With the Kroger app, shopping online with pickup and delivery is the same as shopping in-store. Same low prices, same personalized deals, same rewards on the same high-quality items like Honeycrisp apples and pasta sauce, with no hidden fees or markups. It's one small click for groceries, one big win for busy families everywhere. Start your cart today at Kroger.com. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Put Lee Company on your team to keep you and your family warm this season. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good no matter how cold it gets. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good to go no matter how cold it gets. And while you're at it, ask them how to get endless hot water by installing an energy-efficient tankless water heater. Schedule your appointment today at leecompany.com or give them a call at 615-867-1000. Lee Company, all you need.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing, update your information, and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back into the Boulevard here on the corner of Middle Tennessee and East Main in the borough. As we are with Nick McDevitt live tonight, this is our next to last program. We'll have one more next Monday night on the final week of the regular season. Hope you'll join us for that. And as always, you can always check on the podcast for this one later on if you missed any or all of this one. So the FAU Ball Club, they came in last Thursday night. They were 24-2. Their only losses had been at Ole Miss and at UAB. And the thing that just really struck me about their team especially after we saw them in Boca Raton is it's really hard to be that good every night you go out. And number one, they're the real deal. They're legit. And that they have been completely consistent all season long.
Yeah, that's the thing about them is I think we talked about it on the show before we played them last week, is that there's not things that just kind of jump off the stat sheet or jump off of the screen at you when you watch them play. They just don't. They play really good night after night. They play really well. They share the ball. They don't make a lot of mistakes. You don't often say, man, that was a bad shot. They just don't take bad shots. You don't often say, man, they are throwing the ball all over the lot and really turning it over tonight. They just take care of the ball, take good shots, and then on the other side of the floor, they don't make a bunch of defensive rotation mistakes. They just sit down and guard you and try to force you into a tough shot, and they do it over and over to the tune of they haven't made many mistakes, and there's 3 or 4 minutes to go in the game, and they're up by 12. And they do it over and over and over to the tune of being 24-2 coming into our game.
Well, and you talked about this, I guess, probably back in early January, because you and Dusty May are pretty good friends as far as coaches within the league. And I think you said you had asked him about that, and he just said, Nick, I've got a really good locker room. And that doesn't mean they're going to go out and win every night, which hadn't been the case, but that's part of being consistent like they have been.
No doubt, no doubt. Just not a locker room full of egos, just a locker room full of guys that enjoy playing and like playing together. And, like we said the last time, a couple of their leading scorers come off the bench. They'll have 2 all-conference guys. One of them now is starting to start.
Elijah Martin.
Yeah. But the other, John L. Davis, will be an all-league player, and he continues to come off the bench. So I think that just is a testament to how they're about winning. It's not about any one player, how many minutes or how many points he's getting. They just want to play hard, do whatever's best for the team so we can win. And they've done it a lot.
Do you think Davis will be a first-team all-league guy off the bench? He's got a great chance.
He's got a great chance. And, last year at North Texas, Tyler Perry, he came off the bench but was their leading scorer and first-team all-league guy. So it's been done before. It would not shock me with him. He's good.
Now,
He's a real good player.
Your guys answered the challenge early. It was a game that didn't – it stayed close.
Yeah. I think it was 10-2 early.
Yeah.
And then we went on maybe an 11-0 run to take a 13-10 lead.
You did. You tied it at 10, got up 13-10, and then after that, it stayed 1-3-5, one way or the other. And when you went to the locker room at halftime, you thought you were tied, but they went back and looked at a shot that they had called a 2 and said it was a 3, which I thought the call was right on that easily.
When he shot it and made it,
I thought it was a 3.
We all thought it was a 3 on the bench. And when they motioned 2, that it honestly shocked us. We thought going in, even though it was tied, we thought we were actually down. We were going to be down 1.
Yep. In the second half, you built a 15-point lead at 56-41, and you knew that you were going to have to deal with one more run out of them, much like your opponents have found that they're going to have to deal with a run of yours. FAU is just too good to go away.
Yeah, you knew they weren't going to. And, they were at North Texas earlier this year, down 9 at the under 4 media. And they went on a 13-0 run to end the game to win by 4 at North Texas. And so we knew the run was coming. They would not go away. And sure enough, they made a bit of a run and threw some in. I shouldn't say threw them in, but made some contested threes at the end. I just thought we'd kind of handled things the right way to where we were, even though it was starting to get a little close, we were in control of the outcome, assuming we didn't turn it over and made our free throws.
Yeah, Cam Weston had a really good weekend, and it started on Thursday night. He ended up being the Built Ford Tough Player of the game. 16 points and 7 rebounds from the point guard position. That's pretty strong.
It's really strong, particularly when you've got a guy that when he rebounds it can start the break. You got the ball in your ball handler's hands immediately, and he's fast in the open floor. So when he's particularly getting on that defensive glass, it just makes it so hard to guard out in transition.
Yep. Also with 15, Elias King just had another big night. He hit all 3 threes that he took, and he continues to rebound better and better, and he too can start it if he gets the rebound.
Yeah, he had a really good night. I thought he made a big 3. I think it was in the right corner. They had cut it to about 8 points, and he made a 3 to kind of ended a mini run by FAU that put the game back up to 11. That was important for us.
Yep.
He's made some timely shots this year.
Justin Buford, 12 points, which I think came close to equaling a career high for him. He also had 6 rebounds and played 32 minutes, had another incredible performance on Saturday. You can look at the stat sheet and you're not going to see some huge numbers, but he was such a key in Saturday's game. By the way, we're going to hear his post-game interview from Saturday coming up at the bottom of the hour, because it was one of the best post-game interviews we have had all season long, and JB was terrific. But those guys, and then you get Jared Coleman-Jones, and what, Dish hadn't backed up an inch, but what Coleman-Jones gives you really makes your 5 position so much stronger than it was when the year started.
Absolutely. He's really starting to come around. I mean, that's not to say that he wasn't that he was a slouch earlier, but he's playing well right now.
And his confidence level, when he gets the ball in his hand,
he ain't afraid.
He's not afraid, and he really feels he's going to score, and lately he has.
He's got really good feet, and he's quick for a guy his size. He can defend. Late game, I thought he had 2 really good switches that ate into the clock against FAU. There was a ball screen at the top of the key, and he's able to switch on their point guard and cause him to pass it. Most times if your 6'10" guy ends up switching out on the other team's point guard late game, that thing's going up because they just can't stay in front of them, and they end up being 5, 6, 7 feet off of them. There's an easy 3. He switches out, it burns up more clock, and then he did the same thing a possession later. One of their guards had the ball in the left corner late game, and he ended up having to pass the ball too. So just those little things that when you've got a guy that can help you at the rim and defend the rim at 6'10", but can also on a ball screen action switch out and guard the other team's guard out on the perimeter, that's a key weapon to have.
Yeah,
he's doing really well.
In that final 3 minutes, you were up 5 coming out of the timeout, went up 8 on a made 3. Then here they come. They cut it down to 3, but every time they made a basket, you never had empty possessions through there. If they hit a 3, you at least got a 2 or a couple of free throws.
Exactly. And they're putting pressure on you to get it right. We've kind of been in that moment too on the other side where you got to keep putting pressure on your opponent to see if they'll crack. And our guys didn't. We didn't turn it over with their pressure trying to turn us over late, and then we kept making free throws. And then late game, Eli was able to get open and make a free throw that made it a 4-point game. Obviously, at that point, it's a 2-possession game with 3 seconds left.
Yeah, defensively, Raiders did a good job and held John L. Davis in single digits, which does not happen very often, and Middle wins it by a score of 74-70. But that set up the next big game against FIU. We'll talk about that next as you listen to Nick McDevitt Live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Every week, our Blue Raiders go the extra mile to make sure they're at their very peak. At Sunbelt Bakery, they do the same thing to make sure their granola bars are at their peak. Every week, Sunbelt Bakery brings new batches of granola bars from their bakery to your neighborhood. That's why Sunbelt Bakery's granola bars taste like they just baked them. Because they did. Try a Sunbelt Bakery granola bar today and taste the difference. Sunbelt Bakery. Bakery fresh taste. No preservatives.
MT Dining is eating made easy. With more than 19 dining locations, you'll never run out of variety on campus. Whether it's Chick-fil-A, Steak and Shake, or Starbucks, we've got the brands you love right here. Need a quick snack or Scantron? Stop by one of the 6 pods on campus. And try out MT Dining's new Farm to Fork experience, Farmers Market, now open. Located in the Student Union. Visit mtdining.com for more information, or visit our office in the Keithley University Center, room 202.
Blue Raider fans, with more local brews than ever before, you are sure to find a local favorite this season in the Blue Raider Beer Garden. Enjoy the thrill of the game at the Blue Raider Beer Garden and try our selection of brews from Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, or Life is Brewing. All available for your tasting pleasure in the Blue Raider Beer Garden above Section D in the Murphy Center. Thank you, Cedar Glade Brews, Mayday Brewery, and Life is Brewing for your support of MTSU Athletics.
Hey, Blue Raider fans, Chip Walters here. Lightning's Locker Room, powered by Textbook Brokers, is the place to get your Blue Raider gear. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 4. Lightning's Locker Room is just across the street from Floyd Stadium at 1321 Greenland Drive. It has all the MT polos, hoodies, T-shirts, hats, and all the other game day gear you'll ever need. See the selection online at mtsugear.com or at Gate 2A on game days. Lightning's Locker Room, the official game day provider, powered by Textbook Brokers.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Middle Tennessee Electric proudly supports the Blue Raiders, and we're proud to power the scoreboard lights at Murphy Center. When it comes to the electric service in the community, you can always trust MTE to do what's best for our members. We serve by providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member services. Here at MTE, we serve to make life better for our members and their communities. Visit MTE.com to learn more. And about that scoreboard, well, light it up, Blue Raiders.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Boulevard. We're right across from campus at the corner of Middle Tennessee and East Main. Today's show brought to you in part by the Lee Company. Blue Raider fans, get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town. For your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs, Lee Company, the team to call, 615-867-1000 or online at leecompany.com. As you said on your post-game show Thursday night, we started looking ahead to the next game, FIU, and you said, well, that one just got a lot harder. And tell folks what you were talking about and what you meant, because it played out that way.
Yeah, I just think you look at teams across the country, and particularly when there's two teams that are big rivals and they're playing each other, it's an emotional game. And so win or lose, you've poured so much effort and emotion into the game. It can be a little draining. And so getting yourself back up for the next game, if that next game is in 6 days, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, if that next game's in 5 days, that's one thing. When it's less than 48 hours later,
I would not want your guys having to play a game tonight.
Man, it is draining.
Yeah.
You know, and then also whether it's a rivalry game or not, if it's a game like it was the other night, you pull off a big win, you upset a top 25 team. You've worked so hard for 3 or 4 days to have yourself ready. When that one's over, you could feel like there's that sense of accomplishment, and now there's another big one coming up. And for the next 36 hours, what they're going to hear, and it's good stuff, not any ill-intentioned people around them, but people are going to pat them on the back a lot, tell them how good they are and how great they are. Man, that was a great game, and you played so good. And now all of a sudden your focus gets on other stuff. You're a little emotionally drained, and you're listening to the pat on the back and all the messages you're getting, and now all of a sudden you lose focus on FIU, who's coming in. They were coming off a bye week, and so they didn't play on Thursday. So they've spent the whole week preparing for us. They're going to be more rested. They're coming in here confident because they were 5-2 in their last 7 games before we played them. And they're kind of on that cut line of the 5-6 of being a 5 seed and getting a bye in the tournament. And so I said, you're facing a team that's going to be a little more rested than us. They're going to be confident because they beat us down there, and they're 5-2 in their last 7. And they're going to be motivated to try to get in this upper half and get a first-round bye in the Conference USA tournament. We've got to be just as emotionally ready. And, you know, I'm sure, you know, some of the players are probably hearing blah, 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 blah.
It was like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yeah, exactly. And all of a sudden, before you figure out you might have been onto something there, you're down 24 points, and it's 33-9.
I mean, it happened fast.
It happened fast, and, you know, they were, just like we said, an energetic bunch. You could see it. One of their better players was out, and now all of a sudden if you're FIU, not only you're confident, but there's also that you're able to play a little free of mind. We got nothing to lose. We're on the road. Nobody expects us to win this game. Our best players sitting over here on the side, and so some of the guys that are pretty doggone good players are getting to play a lot more minutes, and it's their turn to show Coach just how much they need to be playing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a pretty good player too, so even when he comes back, I can help this ball club win. So says some of those other players, and they were playing with their hair on fire, and man, they were taking it to us.
Yeah, Denver Jones was the player you were talking about who
broke his nose during the week.
Was it before they came up here?
JB told me that he thought it was Tuesday's practice. Was when he fractured his nose.
And they didn't play Thursday, so you didn't.
So we didn't know.
You all weren't tipped off about that.
No, we didn't know when it happened. So all of a sudden, we've been prepping for him, and with 10 minutes to go in the game, before the game is to start, they scratched him through the lineup sheet. He was in there, and then they scratched him out, and so it was all up until that ball went in the air. You're thinking you're playing for him. So now all of a sudden, for our players to find out, shoot, Coach, we just beat a top 25 team, and now we're playing these guys, and you just scratched out their one of their leading scorers off the board. We got it. And
but on the flip, you've got number 1 Deshaun Gittens, who's an outstanding freshman, Javante Hawkins, who's a junior and can really shoot it, and then. Who I think may be their best operator is Arturo Dean, and all those guys are saying, "Hey, we're going to pick up minutes right here," and sometimes the way players react to an injured teammate is they do go pick up the slack, and that's what they did early.
Yeah, Arturo Dean's. He is fast on fast.
Yeah.
I mean, a little freshman guard for FIU. He leads our league in steals, and when he steals the ball, he turns into a one-man fast break. I mean, you can have 2 guys back, and he's so fast, it turns into 1-on-0. And so when they turn you over, it leads to points, and big part of that is him.
It is, and the thing I think at halftime you had cut it to 14 at 41-27, and what was kind of going through your mind halfway through the first half, or once we kind of woke up a little bit and about the 12-minute or 8-minute mark, I guess, and so what did you feel like you had to do?
We told our team at the 8-minute mark of the first half, you're not getting back in this, it's not going to be 0 at halftime. It's not going to be even. You're not going to tie it. We just need to get it close to 10. If we can get it close to 10 or single digits by halftime, then we'll have a chance to win this thing. We got it to 14, and so we went into the locker room and wrote the score up on the board like we always do at halftime, and then we wrote right up under it the halftime score when we were at Rice. We were down 41-27 here, down 14, and right under it we put it's 36-22 at halftime at Rice. You're down 14 on the road to a good team. Now you're down 14 at home to a good team. We should be in better shape tonight than we were that night. We won that game. The key is we need to go on a run to start the first half, start the second half. Let's try to get this thing within single digits before the first media. And we had it at 9 at the under 16. And so I think at that point our players felt like if we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to win this game.
Yeah, you got that good start, and I do think that his absence later in the second half kind of wore thin on them a little bit, and your depth and your length, I thought, started to show itself in the second half.
Yeah, I just thought they were playing with a ton of emotion, and sometimes when that emotional high wears off, you could be a little exhausted. And so you go from we're up 24 and you're playing the whole time, and now all of a sudden if you're FIU, you look at the scoreboard, you haven't been out very much as a player, and so your energy level, I mean, you're tired. They had some guys that played a ton of minutes, and not only that, you're emotionally drained a little bit because you look up and now you're behind. And I just thought that's when our depth was able, as you just pointed out, was able to show itself. And I think we ended on a 13-0 run over the last 6 minutes.
6 minutes and 20 seconds. They didn't score a point to end the game. Couple of things off the stat sheet. Again, Cam Weston had a terrific day, 14 points, 3 rebounds. Dish, 11 and 5. You had 9 and 8 from Eli, just a rock-solid day.
9 and 9 from Jared.
Yep, and 10-4 from Elias King. And interesting is on the new stat system that came in a couple of years ago, there's now the hockey stat, the plus minus. What does your team do while you are in the game? Your two highest plus minus guys on Saturday were Justin Buford and Jared Coleman-Jones. Both were plus 15.
And that's just doing the little things,
That means your team outscored them by 15 while you were in the game.
While you were out there.
Yeah.
And, what's interesting, sometimes you see a guy that, you win by 4, but while they were out there, you won by 20.
Yeah.
And so it's not just the stats. It's all the other little things that may or may not show up on a stat sheet that helps you win. JB ended the other night with 4 points and 3 rebounds. But he got 2 of the biggest offensive rebounds during the game, one of which led to a 3. And then he made 1 basket. He was 1 for 6, and that was the side OB
with 3
on the shot clock, and he jumped up and stuck it. That gave us a 4-point lead. And then his other 2 points, he made 2 for 2 from the free throw line when he attacked with about a minute to go in the game. Their center tried to block his dunk, and he just challenged him and went in there and made 2 free throws. So he's just one of those guys that makes plays that help you win ball games. And although he had 4 and 3, when he was in there, we won the ball game by 15.
Yeah, so it says a lot right there. A 35-point turnaround. Middle wins it by 11, 69-58. And again, you've been averaging, giving up right at 60 points at home all year, and you held FIU to 58 on the night. And that put the Blue Raiders now at 17-11 overall, 10-7 in the league. And we mentioned Justin Buford. And when we come back, we'll hear his post-game interview from Saturday night as you listen to Nick McDevitt live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Hi, we're RJ Young. We offer technology solutions that power your business, school, hospital, church, law firm, and more. RJ Young will empower your office to be the modern office. That means an office that integrates technology as a business advantage, all to help you work smarter. From managed IT services, office equipment and technology, business process outsourcing, and digital communications, we're proud to be your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Come visit us at rjyoung.com.
Hi, this is Coach Nick McDevitt. Ascend Federal Credit Union is the proud sponsor and exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Visit Ascend's branch just off campus at 2316 East Main Street or any of their 3 other Murfreesboro locations. You can also keep track of your accounts and deposit checks on the go with Ascend's mobile app. For a complete list of services, ATMs, and locations, visit ascend.org. Ascend is federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Dr. Mark Hardison with Middle Tennessee Oral and Implant Surgery. We are so proud to be able to serve the Blue Raider teams and their families when they need wisdom teeth removed, dental implants, or other specialty oral care. Our mission is to provide health care as it should be, providing compassion, availability, and excellence to every one of our patients. We deeply appreciate the support of your business as we join in supporting our team. Let's go Blue!
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Experts in bones, joints, and muscles, and with more than 60 specialists in locations across Middle Tennessee, TOA has a playbook to get you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit us at TOA.com or give us a call at 855-NEED-TOA. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, or TOA, the official team doctors for Blue Raider Athletics.
Hey basketball fans, this is Coach McDevitt, and I want to talk some trash. No, not about the game. I want to talk about the litter problem on our roadways. Did you know that the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million every year just to pick up litter? There's over 100 million pieces of litter on our roadways at any given time, making our state unsightly and unsafe. Litter harms our highways, waterways, even our wildlife. So let's do something about it. Don't litter, remind others not to, and report littering when you see it. We can beat litter, but only if we're all on the same team. Join the movement today. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com and go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. For 82 years, Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 1-888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight. Nick McDevitt Live, brought to you in part by Tri-Green Equipment. They know the value of teamwork and have the tractor packages with implements you need. Get started online at TriGreenEquipment.com and score a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable low monthly payment. Tri-Green Equipment, a tried and true partner of Blue Raider Athletics. Well, as we mentioned before the break, we had Justin Buford was on our post-game show following the victory over FIU on Saturday night. And it was just some really outstanding answers from him, and we're going to relive that moment right now. And the Blue Raiders win it by a score of 69-58. Happy to have Justin Buford here with us, a sophomore from Montgomery, Alabama. And I don't ask about your emotions very much, but talk about the emotions this team has gone through starting last week in practice, coming back from UAB, the hard practices you had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the game on Thursday, and then the emotion of today. What's it been like this week?
It's really just been a focus on discipline. You know what I'm saying? Being disciplined every day, being an everyday guy. You know, coach and our coaching staff always preach about just, you know what I'm saying, coming to work every day, because like Coach Logan said earlier, he's like, the great teams, they get better every day, no matter if you know, some days you're going to be banged up, some days you're going to be hurt, and some days you might fail a test. But when you come in, you gotta be an everyday guy. You got to be ready to work. So it's just about disciplining yourself no matter what happens. You know, we got beat up pretty bad down there in Alabama, but we didn't let that shake our confidence. We came back, worked hard, and worried about the next game. And right now we had a good week, 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 this week, and that's all you can do is take them as they come at you and get rid of the – if something bad happens, get rid of it, move on, and that's what you guys did. And you over these two games, the effort on the defensive end of the floor kind of got back to where you had been before, creating offense out of defense.
Yes, sir.
And that's when you guys are your best.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's been a process, you know, tearing my meniscus early. I never had an injury like this, and, you know, I felt bad because in my head I had some doubt, like I wouldn't get back to where I was or what I used to be. But, you know, so I'm just praying and just staying solid and just staying true to myself, you know, and just knowing my worth to this team and knowing what I can do. And day by day, you know, just keep getting better. So now I feel good. I feel healthy. So
that's good.
You know, as a coach, we always preach to our teams, to players, find a way to impact the game.
Yes, sir.
Everybody can't impact the game the same way.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, if you take a stat sheet and you look up and you look at what you did, you got 4 points, and, you know, people that don't really understand would go, well, you know, how did he impact the game? Well, you look over there in that little plus-minus category, and you see a plus of 15.
Yes, sir.
That shows how you impact the game.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, you make two of the biggest plays tonight. The first one, which I thought was the game-changing moment, was the 50-50 ball that you come up with basically an offensive rebound out of.
Yes, sir.
That turns into Elias's three.
Yes, sir.
And then the shot from the corner heard round the world. You know, when you take that inbounds play and just raise up and knock it down. I mean, those to me, they mean more to me as a coach, to have guys that you take – your role and you relish in your role.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
I love the fact that you don't have to be the leading scorer, but you give a great effort on the defensive end every single night. You come up with intangible play after intangible play, and then it was just so great to see you sort of share in that offensive moment on your own with that jump shot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I just understand, like you said, people that don't really know what's going on, they can say a lot of things, and that's the thing. You can't let that phase you. You got to block out the noise, because it's a lot of people around the world or around here that'll be like, okay, like you said, he doesn't really do much if they look at a sheet of paper. But if you come out and watch me play, I know who I am as a player, and you know what I'm saying. If needed be, if they need more from me on offense, I'm gonna give them more on offense. But I know if I can get my guys going on defense, you know what I'm saying, get some stops, get out, and just play my type of game, I know how it is to affect the game.
Well, and let's speak to that, because in the second half of the season, your three-point shooting has improved exponentially.
Yes, sir.
And I know where that comes from. That doesn't come from hope. Because
Yes, sir.
Hope is not a strategy.
Yes, sir.
That's a town in Arkansas.
That comes from getting in the gym and becoming a master of your craft.
Yes, sir.
And, it's one of those types of things where if you look at maybe the November scout on you personally, they're going to say back off him because he's going to drive the ball, but he's not going to raise up and knock it down.
Yes, sir.
And now you're blowing that scout wide open as
yes,
well.
Sir. Yes, sir. And it makes me feel good, to see my work pay off. And I hear on the sidelines all the time, like when I run to my spot, I hear the coaches on the sidelines saying, "Oh, shooter, stay attached. Shooter, stay attached." You know what I'm saying? And I hear that, and that kind of makes me feel good.
That's awesome.
That never kind of was my scout. I was always like a slasher. But hearing that just let me know like my work is paying off, and just being able to be ready when Cam or Eli or Justin Porter drive to be ready to knock down that catch and shoot three.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, one other thing. What about the crowds this weekend and how they lifted you guys up when you needed it?
Man, the crowd's been crazy, man. I look around and you can barely see the blue seats, and that's amazing. Like the crowd is what get us going for real. And you know what I'm saying? It was one moment in the game. I think it was like a tie game, or they was up by 2. We had just made a big run, closing the gap in the game, and the building erupted. And we got a defensive stop just off of their energy. Like it was so loud, and we felt the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And they feel the crowd too. They feel like they are in enemy territory, which they are. You know what I'm saying? We feed off of that, and that just helps us play. And I love when the crowd comes out and supports us like that.
Well, so proud of you and the guys today. Great comeback, and you get a couple of days off here, and got Louisiana Tech coming in for Senior Day, and it's going to be a battle right down the stretch. But thanks for coming out, man, and congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Hey, if it's all the same to you, let's not do that again.
We've seen it once.
Okay, we know you can do it. Okay, we're good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Justin Buford joins us on our postgame show, and that was JB, and just kind of your reaction to what you heard from him.
That's what you get every day. That's not just a bunch of speak right there from JB. That is who that young man is.
Yeah.
Every day. That's why, as a second-year player in our program, he's a sophomore, and he's one of our team captains. He conducts himself that way 24/7. Anytime you run into him, that's what you're going to get. That's the way he practices. He's not saying that. He believes that. He plays that way. He practices that way. Our guys love him. I love him. I would have 17 Justin Bufords on my team if I could. If I could clone that young man, I would do it. He is the best. He is the best. He is – having guys like that is when you have to have them on your team if you want to win. And that boy is a winner.
Yes, he is, and glad he is wearing blue for the Blue Raiders. We'll take a timeout. More with Nick McDevitt after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Hey, Blue Raiders fans. The Mint Gaming Hall Kentucky Downs is a proud partner of your Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. For good times and big wins, the Raiders and the Mint Gaming Hall deliver both. Located close by in Franklin, Kentucky, the Mint Gaming Hall is your spot for great food, cold drinks, and big jackpots. Ready for dinner? The all-new Iron Steakhouse awaits you. Come hungry and be prepared to be impressed. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Get your big hit today.
Hey basketball fans, this is Coach McDevitt. It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest fiscal investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeler and a proud partner of MTSU Athletics because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
Whether you go online or go in person, City Auto in Murfreesboro is where you go to see a gazillion cars and choose the one that's right for you. And there's no better time to go than now because we have a bigger, brand new facility. It's the easy, comfortable, convenient way to find what you're looking for. Remember, cityauto.com is where you go to find your car online. And the all-new City Auto campus in Murfreesboro is where you go to see it in person. Go now, and we'll see you there.
At Kroger, you can find the highest quality products at a great price in every aisle, every day with Kroger brand. So you can stock up on your household favorites that are tried, tested, and loved by you. Because when you get the products you love at great prices, it feels like winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Simply the best.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Nick McDevitt Live tonight, brought to you in part by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics. All right, question time here from the fans. Sean wants to talk about Elias King a little bit. His shooting ability and his size have really changed what you guys are.
It for sure has. Anytime you can throw a 6'8" guy that can shoot the ball out there, that helps you a lot. Statistically, one of our better rebounders and statistically one of our best three-point shooters. Can really shoot it, and like I said, when you can throw a guy that can guard multiple positions, rebound it, and throw it in the bucket from deep, it means that you can move some other guys around because he can play some at the 2, some at the 3, and some at the 4 because he can rebound it and he can shoot it.
Yep. Ken Riles wants to know if Cam secretly practices the dream shake in practice. I don't know what that is. I think I know what that is.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure you probably take him to the side and show him the finer points.
Oh, yeah. I show him all of his dance moves, his playing moves, show him all that stuff. Yeah, he's all the time bringing out some new dance move and his some new basketball move, too. Even today after practice, he was trying stuff, working on something new.
Also, you and Jeremy Ballard had a little extended conversation after the game, and I think he was filling you in on the injury.
We're good buddies. He's a good friend of mine, and he's done a great job with his team down there. They're fun to watch. They're hard to prepare for, and so just saying good luck. And I asked him about Jones, and he was telling me he fractured his nose on Tuesday, and hoping to get him back this week and have a face mask for him. So. Hopefully that young man gets back out there soon for him.
Yep. Well, those are our audience questions. Now it's Lauren McDevitt's favorite segment of the show, and that is 5 random questions for the coach. It's a President's Day edition. If you've been studying up, I know. Today is President's Day, and our thoughts, of course, are with former President Carter. He was an incredibly active former president. What was the nonprofit organization he was most known for helping out?
Habitat for Humanity.
You're Habitat 1 for 1 today.
Yep.
All right. 3 presidents hail from Tennessee: Andrew Jackson, James K. Polk, and Andrew Johnson. Which of the 3 was known to have been in numerous duels?
Polk.
No.
Okay.
Old Hickory.
Old Hickory.
He actually shot and killed a man in 1806.
Thank you.
And later on, he actually was in another duel with another former Tennessee governor, John Sevier. So Old Hickory was not the nicest guy out there.
Doesn't sound like it.
All right, Blue Raider baseball home opener tomorrow at 3 o'clock against SEMO. Did you ever play baseball, and how good were you?
I did play baseball. I wasn't great. I wasn't very good, but I did enjoy it. I played baseball.
Did the curveball get you too?
The curveball got me. I played until the 8th grade, then decided to concentrate more on basketball, so I only played basketball as a 9th, 10th, and 11th grader. And then my senior year, once basketball season was over, decided to play one last year, my senior year. So, yeah, I enjoy baseball.
That's good. That's good. And the Blue Raiders open at 3 o'clock tomorrow. It is $1 day, $1 tickets, $1 hot dogs, and $1 soft drinks out at Reese Smith Field. Hope you'll be there. Here at the Boulevard, we get treated to some great
smelling food that comes out of the kitchen. What is a food that you cannot stand the smell of?
Oof.
I'll go first. Turnip greens. So.
Well, my wife doesn't. That doesn't get cooked at our house.
So you don't have to worry about that.
No, don't have to worry about that. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, the smell of onions bothers me.
Okay, well.
I mean, like fresh, just diced up, cut onions. Not, I mean, from a distance. It's not about the crying. It's I don't like the smell.
All right. What president, as we wrap up President's Day, is credited with saving football from being banned in the United States?
Roosevelt.
That's a good one, and thank you, John, for helping out on that. It was
Teddy
Roosevelt. He got together with Yale, Princeton, and Harvard back in 1905 because there were people trying to shut it down, and he came along and he walked softly, carried a big stick, and got it taken care of. So there, 5 random questions for the coach. Quick timeout. We'll look at the week ahead after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic is proud to be the official medical group of MTSU Athletics. We all win big when we work as a team for better health. Just like MTSU's athletes and coaches, our healthcare professionals work tirelessly to make our community proud. At MMC, we really are true blue. MTSU is our hometown team, and your health is our mission. Visit mmclinic.com or call us at 615-893-4480.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
At Tri-Green Equipment, they know the value of teamwork. They have the tractor packages with implements you need. Get started online at TriGreenEquipment.com and score a new John Deere tractor package at a comfortable, low monthly payment price. Tri-Green Equipment is a tried and true partner of MTSU Athletics. Go Blue!
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Final segment with Coach Nick McDevitt. Blue Raiders off until Saturday when they host the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech. The Raiders got a road win in Ruston. Tech comes in 6-10. They're going to be a bit of a different team than what we saw earlier. Every team goes through ups and downs, and right now they're getting used to not having their best player around. And the middle will come in, as we mentioned, at 10-7.
Yeah, don't know why, but Kobe Williams is no longer with their team, and he's a tough little guard. I mean, he's a really good defensive player, but has not played in the last 2 games. And based on the information that I've heard, he may not be playing anymore for him this year. We'll spend the next day or two confirming that his absence is in fact permanent. You definitely don't want to have that curveball thrown at you the other way right before the game starts, but we need to be ready to play. You know, they've got a game on Thursday, and then we got to be ready for them on Saturday. It's the final home game of the year, and we put a premium on winning home games, and we've been fortunate to, over the last couple of years, be good here at home, and that's the reason we've been towards the top in the standings, and got to keep winning home games.
What is it, 29-2?
28-2, 29-2, something like that in our last 30-31 home games.
Yep.
So, you know, we got to make it one more.
Yeah, it is.
One more.
Yep, one more. And then take care of a road trip, as everybody in the league is trying to get in those top 5 slots where you get a bye. And if a win this week would go a long way toward that.
Go a long way, because some other teams are going to play on Thursday and somebody's going to win, but that means 5 other teams are going to lose. So, we need to be good on Saturday.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. One more show next Monday night. Hope you'll be there for that as well. For the coach, Chip Walter, saying thanks for being with us and good night.
This has been Nick McDevitt Live.